Alright, so welcome back. Got obviously an Addiesdive here for you. This watch I saw in the 11/11 sale. It was part of the video I made about the 11/11 sale, so I figured I'd grab one, and it already arrived. I don't even know what's the date currently. I'm making this video early on the 19th, so this watch took under 2 weeks to get to me, which for Aliexpress is just phenomenal. But let's crack into this. Let's see what it is. You can probably tell based on the Addiesdive case, which, by the way, these still are fantastic watch cases. These are some of the best that come, especially for this watch was under $60. And to get something like this that I can keep reusing is pretty awesome. But here's the watch. This was one of the two aviation type watches that I thought I would take a dive into getting. The interesting thing is that this calls it the Deep Sea Hunter. I'm not sure if that's the technical name of this watch because I didn't see it on the post when I bought it, but this very much to me design-wise is an aviation watch. It has the very similar triangle with the two-dot aviation top. The crown looked a little bigger online, like it was kind of like a big crown-esque watch, but first impressions are it looks fairly nice compared to what the image is. I think the image made the markers look a little more white. These are very green in person, but let's take a closer dive in on this face and discuss that a little bit more. So getting nice and up close with the face here. Here is the watch right off the bat. As you can see, those markers are very much green. I'm going to take a little zoom in here so you can see them all a little bit closer. But there you go. As you can see, they are definitely green. This is an automatic movement, like I had mentioned. It is the NH35. This has a 41-hour energy supply in it, which is fantastic. Overall dimensions of this watch, it is a 39 millimeter case, not including the crown. Total case length is 49 millimeters. It is a 20 millimeter watch band size. I know I said that wrong. My brain's just not really with it tonight, guys. And it is 12 millimeters thick. It does look thicker than 12, which is interesting. I'm not going to pull the calipers out just because it doesn't really change the world for me, but it does, from the naked eye, look larger than 12. Other things I noticed about it, the overall paint quality doesn't look fantastic. It's not bad. There's no glaring errors, but the paint overall looks a little bit, just the Roman numerals themselves look a little bit clunky. They're not super crisp lines overall from just the naked eye. Maybe up close they do look a little bit better. I'm going to take a little dive into what the lume looks like shortly, but other things to notice, there's no magnifying glass on the date. And the Addiesdive logo is the usual one. Flipping it over, you got the usual dive one. I haven't pulled that sticker off yet, but I will. It's, your dive mask with the spear guns. Very, very nice piece. It says it's the NH35 back here. I'm very interested that they consider this a dive watch because this to me is very much an aviation looking watch. So I'm not sure what the motivation behind that was, but all in all, it's really nice looking. The band itself here is beautiful leather. I noticed though that it does not say genuine leather anywhere on it, which is interesting. It is also the easy release, so you have the little pieces there, so you could pop this off and throw another watch band on very easily. But very interesting that it does not say genuine leather, so I'm not totally sure what it is. The listing of it did say that it was a leather bracelet, leather band, so I'm not totally sure what it is, but it is probably some sort of synthetic rubber that looks a little bit like leather. I do like the stitching though. It is quite nice. And the crown does screw down. But now let's dive into kind of how the lume looks, what it looks like on the wrist, and then get some final opinions of this watch. Here is the lume on this watch. Sorry, this is kind of shaky. It was hard to capture tonight, but very standard. It is all very bright, which is great. Very interesting that the yellow Arabic numbers and the white hands glow the exact same color. It makes me wonder why the actual Arabic numbers weren't in white, but all in all, very, very nice looking lume. Here's the watch on the wrist. It definitely wears a little bit small. There's no real bezel. It is smaller than I normally like to wear. 40 millimeters is really my comfort zone, but this, for some reason, feels smaller than 39. My Explorer is a 39, and that feels much larger to me. I'm not totally sure why. I don't know if it's this case design, but it just feels very small to me. The leather strap, or fake leather strap, that is, definitely needs a little bit of breaking in. It is definitely a little bit stiff, but it is also comfortable, which is good. I do think it'll break in fairly nicely. I do wonder overall how long it'll last though, if it's synthetic, if it'll start to peel. It doesn't feel the best on the wrist, but all in all, this watch does look pretty good. If you're going for what I think is an aviation style watch, correct me if I'm totally wrong, because there's been times I've been completely off the mark with what these watches are. I don't think this is the dive watch at all, but it's very nice looking. It looks good on the wrist. If you're looking for an aviation style watch, like an IWC Big Pilot kind of vibe, I think this is, it definitely accomplishes that on the wrist. But some other questions to be asked. Let's dive into those now. So I got this watch for $56. I think overall my takeaway with this watch is it's absolutely worth that. You're getting an automatic movement for $56, which by itself is great. You could take that movement out, and those are probably $35 online most of the time, and you could just repurpose it. But you're getting a lot more for that. You're getting the great case, which obviously, take it or leave it, that's not worth $56, but I've used these a lot, and they definitely come and help. Even for not watch related things, I've used it as just a waterproof case when I've gone like on the water or to the beach. So that's just a little grain of salt for you. You don't need to take that to heart per se, but I do think if you're looking for that pilot aviation style watch, you can't really go wrong with this for $56. I'm not sure where it is sale wise right now. If you want the link, go back to my 11/11 video, and it is there. You can just find it. I have another aviation watch coming up soon, which I think might be a little more on brand for what I'm overall looking for aviation watch-wise, but this guy's a pretty cool watch. There's a lot of things I wish were slightly different about it, but for $56, I don't feel like I'm in the right to complain or even voice those, because it's a $56 watch. It will do everything you need it to. It'll keep on ticking. The movement is robust. The case feels very robust. It has good heft to it. The bracelet will work for what it is. Could it be a real leather? That would have been great. Would that have made the price go a little higher? Probably. So for what you're getting at $56, I think this is a fantastic watch. I strongly recommend this. If you want more info on it, go back to my 11/11 video. But let me know what else you guys want to see. I'm going to try to get a few more watches out before the end of this year, and let me know what you guys think.